When I was younger, shout out to my father, Sammie Sr. He gave me this idiom to live by: plan your work and work your plan. And it's a real simple thing to live by, but we oftentimes don't do it. We have these dreams, these goals, and we plan it, but we don't execute. We have these ideas, but we don't put it into motion, or we think that we have time. And time passes us by as I'm speaking, I'm aging. So if I have a plan, if I have a vision, I actually write it down on paper and I start to move forward and accordingly. And I want to see it all the way through, because then that will catapult you and propel you to the next level in your life. When I was younger, I was co-writing my music and really just being a sponge, learning from Dallas Austin, from being around Brian Michael Cox and Adonis and Jazzy Faye and Novel, Jasper Cameron, just to name a few. So I still always had insight. Now I'm just solely the writer and vocal producer. But when I was 12, I was like in the studio actually putting my little 2 cents in, and I thought it was dope that they was actually honoring that. I guess the best part of growing up in the industry is being so polished now. I'm just so poised and calm, and I understand what it is that I have to offer to the business and to the genre of R&B. And then just growing up with your fans, I think, is the dopest connection you can ever have. I had a listening event last night where I gave a young lady a hug, and she told me she waited 20 years for that moment. And that's like pressure, but I make sure like I make that the best hug she can ever receive, because, you know, she used to have Word Up magazine pics of me on the wall in school. So I think just growing up with my fans and not growing apart, and being able to evolve from a child star to a teenager to the grown man I am today, that's a blessing. Experiencing the things that I went through in 2009. When I was younger, my mom used to tell me how dark the industry is and how everyone isn't for you and you're just a product and a dollar sign to most. And I'm a person of love, and I give people the benefit of the doubt. So I trusted somebody with my business as well as my personal life, and he took advantage of that trust. So you live and you learn, and the beauty of it is you apply the lessons that you learned, and I turned out okay, and got everything back tenfold, kept my faith, kept striving and persevering, and that's why I'm here today. My music has changed substantially as far as the content from when I was 12 years young. Of course, I was singing about like puppy love and elementary crushes, and then it goes to like, you know, when you find your high school sweetheart, to my music a little more sexy and sensual now. I'm 31. I've had my experiences with women. I've just taken all those things and I just threw it in my music. And I've experienced heartbreak. I wasn't always a great boyfriend in relationships, so I've dealt with, of course, committing infidelity and trying to master the art of being monogamous in a relationship. So just experiencing life and taking those life experiences and creating art has evolved substantially from when I was a kid. When I was younger, I listened to a lot of Joe, a lot of Tank, Usher, Brian McKnight, Brandy, Monica, Boyz II Men, 112, one of my favorite groups, just to name a few. Stevie Wonder even, and then actually my mom, my pops played a lot of Barry White and Marvin Gaye. So that's why I guess I got that passion and that soul from. When I was younger, I used to watch The Tick cartoon. I just aged myself with that. A lot of people don't even know what that is. Animaniacs was dope. Darkwing Duck, Family Matters, Martin, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's when TV was TV. Oh, that's easy. My favorite cereal when I was younger, which is carried over into my 30s, Fruity Pebbles. And you gotta get to them quick before they get soggy. When I was younger, I used to really, and I still do, I always had an appreciation for LA. The palm trees, the sun shining most of the time. I don't know, and I used to see that place in books, and when you're from the hood of Miami, you don't think it's really real. So to have success and to actually be signed to Capitol Records during the duration of time I was there, I spent a lot of time in Los Angeles, and I really fell in love with that place. I've learned to just pray and actually not worry. When I was a child and teenager, and even in my early 20s, you don't know what you're doing. You're just freestyling through life, and you have all these dreams and these aspirations and these goals. And I'm gonna be married by this age. I'm gonna have this much money in my account. I've learned to just go with the flow. You can set goals for yourself, but take it one day at a time. Don't be so hard on yourself if you don't reach that mark at that particular point. And I've learned there's no such thing as timing out of God's divine timing. So my only job is to better myself every day, keep pressing forward, and in due season, you run into your season.